Hi, everyone. It's Jarazan Jovan, and this is Hip Hop and Enterprise, our podcast aimed at inspiring the leaders of tomorrow, brought to you by Black Enterprise. Here, we like to review the success stories of today's tastemakers to encourage those who dare to dream big. This episode will go inside the career and entrepreneurial endeavors of E's nightly pop co-host and fashion designer, Nina Parker. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
You look good.
Thank you.
So how are you handling, your television career and your flourishing fashion company?
I'm losing it. No. Funny. This is the thing, like you dream about things and then you get them and it's like you have to work hard to keep them, and so I'm working a lot. I'm not an advocate of this, but I haven't had a vacation in years. And, it's like I'm working a lot. I'm taking my first vacation in years on Friday. So I'm really excited. But I'm trying to juggle it with balancing work and life and allowing myself to take a little bit of breaks when I need it, because hustle culture will make you feel like you can't take any days off, and you need that. So, I'm still trying to perfect that balance, but it's good problems to have.
Oh, amazing problems to have. Yes. I had went to Spain for my bachelorette trip in June, and I see how they just pause at 2 p.m. And it's kind of a thing in Europe. And I'm like, yo, we really just be working over and I'm just working.
Yes,
so
we gotta take note.
Take that break, enjoy your vacation on Friday. So now take us back to the start in your entertainment career, and, some of the challenges you face, like rising up the ranks as a correspondent journalist.
I mean, it was a very different time for me. Back then, it was very old school reporting, like old school Hollywood, like entertainment journalism, when I was doing it was very much about how you looked, and it was less about the content. Now we're in a very content driven space. So I think one of the reasons why I've been able to be so successful is that, content has always been important to me. What I said has always been more important than what I was wearing. And I really wanted to make sure that I was saying things of substance. These days, if you don't have anything to say, it's hard to get a job in TV because, people don't want to just have somebody who's like, look at the pretty colors, like they want to have somebody who really has something to say. And so when I was starting, it was hard being opinionated because I was being told people didn't want that. I was being told like, nobody wants you to be opinionated. Nobody wants to hear this. I was very pro-Black. I felt like that was bucked a lot, especially in places where it was very mainstream and they didn't, want to hear about it. But I just kind of resisted. And ultimately, for me, I decided that the places that weren't for me were that was going to have to be okay, because I wasn't going to change like my delivery or my opinionated self or how I wanted to do. So, there were definitely pauses in that climb. There were definitely people who told me that I was, too strong or too opinionated to get far. And I just persisted against that.
That's right. Perseverance. And so you were mentioning that it was a lot has changed since you first started, and especially technology. What's been your way of keeping up with the industry trends over the years?
I had this Q&A that I did with Candy from Real Housewives, and she talked a lot about so many people get comfortable in what they're doing that they don't think about the next thing. And so it just kind of kept me in check of like never being too comfortable, always being a student. I don't think that there's ever a point where I've been like, well, I'm perfected this. Like I'm always thinking and watching other people, and I'm watching people who probably don't even think I'm watching, people who don't have a show, who may just be a correspondent on another thing, or they have their own YouTube or even their TikTok. And I watch how people deliver and watch what they're talking about, what content is important. I think being a part of like things evolve. If you are stuck in one way of doing things, you won't thrive. You won't have longevity. Like as things evolve, you kind of have to evolve with it. So I keep tabs on everything. Like, it's probably why I'm tired, because I'm always paying attention. That's the one thing. Like, I'm never going to be cocky enough to be like, well, I don't need to learn from this person. I think you can learn from everybody.
Right. And now, what were your views on entrepreneurship growing up?
I mean, it wasn't ever something that I saw for myself. Like I really enjoyed structure. So, I was like, I like structure. I don't want that. I never really wanted to be an entrepreneur. And so, I'm being a talent on a show, you kind of become an entrepreneur in a way, because your business is yourself, and you're not an actor. You're not playing someone else. Like you're who you are. You're a representation of yourself. You got to market yourself, sell yourself, no matter how big your team gets. Nobody's working harder for you than you. And if you leave it to other people, then that's putting your career in other people's hands. So if you want to be on point, you've kind of always got to be an entrepreneur about your own career in general, as opposed to like whatever else you're trying to sell.
Yeah. And so tell us about your start as a fashion designer, and when you started even seeing yourself as a fashion designer.
I think I didn't see myself that way. It was really out of necessity. I'm a plus size woman on camera, and there just weren't options for me. And I was like, the one thing you can't be is looking crazy on TV with Black people. Like they're going to tell you, you look nuts. They're going to say, girl, your hair looks crazy. It was not laid. Like, it's just like family. They're going to tell you when you look crazy. They're going to tell you when you look good. And, I get a lot of criticism, but it's, they don't criticize certain things. Right. And so for me, I would have to put like outfits together. And I would tell my stylist, like, they only give the plus girlies one or two places to shop from. We all looking the same. Like, I want to change it up. So we would start to, make outfits. That's really what we started to do. We found like someone who could sew on Instagram, and I literally would like go fit with her, and we would make like these custom outfits and do things. And that's really kind of how it started. But it wasn't like me trying to start a line at the time. It was me just like, to be honest with you, I was just trying to survive and keep up with the people next to me who were size 2s.
And then it started to even transition to you creating costumes for television shows. How did that transition come about?
I didn't create any costumes or anything.
Dressing, from being Mary Jane, if I'm not mistaken, I read that.
No.
Where did I read that you styled for TV shows?
No. For some reason, my IMDb has me as a costume designer. I am not. I don't know who put that there, but that's not. I was on Being Mary Jane as an actress, but no, I didn't design anything for it.
Oh my goodness, okay, but you're getting the accolade that you like.
I was like, I don't know, or there's some costume designer out there with my name, and they merged our IMDb.
Wow. Okay. Well, we clarified that.
Yes.
So when it came to scaling the fashion line, and even like securing the deal that you did with Macy's, which is groundbreaking, what were there any challenges that you had to overcome, or did you feel like that was like a seamless process?
I don't think anything is ever seamless. Look, it's just what you learn in this industry is everything is kind of a mess, right? Like it's so many people in so many hands in something. It's overwhelming, and to, even though it looks seamless, or even if it's a well-oiled machine, there's just never, ever going to be anything that's seamless when 15 people are involved in it, or 20 or 100 or 150. It's just not that way. I keep waiting for that day where I have like a seamless production, it just doesn't happen. Like it's always something going to be going on, and there's always a fire you're going to have to put out. So when you look at it like, okay, I just have to attack each problem one at a time, it gives you a lot less stress, right? So, the deal was probably the most seamless part. It was the fact that we are interested in you. We want you to have the line. That was actually very seamless and fast. Like it was like, we want you. Reunited Clothing reached out to me and said that they were interested in starting. Reunited Clothing does a lot of celebrity lines. They have a line out right now with Maluma, Jeannie Mai. They had one with Nicole Richie. So they reached out to me and said, we're looking to do another celebrity line. We're looking to do plus. We love your style. We watch Nightly Pop, and we've seen what you do there, and we want to create it. They took that to Macy's. Macy's was like, yes. And then that happened. So that was literally a matter of weeks. So that was pretty seamless, but creating it obviously was quite the journey.
And then I could imagine like the pressure you probably felt like, because it was like you said, they came to you, but then you're like, okay, wait, now I got to put together a line.
Yeah. And it wasn't them coming with ideas. They were like, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, do y'all have like a vision board? And they were like, no, that's all you, girl. So, I literally, I was 2 minutes late for this Zoom because I literally just got off of fitting Zoom with them, and we were dealing with, you know, technical issues about jackets I'm creating. Like, so I'm literally a part of every, you know, from the buttons to the seams. It's so funny because when you're doing a fitting on Zoom, you can't see certain details. And most of my team is in New York. So if you see my phone, they're sending me pictures of the buttons. I have, like, you know, buttons, you know, my models, like that's what my phone looks like right now. So I'm a part of every single small process, which, you know, I feel like I have to be.
Of course, it's yours, it's your baby.
Yeah.
When I covered that for Black Enterprise, I swear I was typing it up, just smiling from ear to ear. And the pieces are just so cute, so fashionable, such a look. You know, like that's what I want to see. It doesn't matter what size you are, what, like, girl, serve and slay.
Yes. We're working on it and expanding and growing. And, you know, I do really read the comments on Macy's website when people give a review. I appreciate the feedback, whether it's positive or negative. You know, if somebody's just like, I hate her and I don't like her, obviously that doesn't bother me. But if someone has a legitimate critique, like, oh, you know, the buttons, you know, were too small, or I can't open this with my nails. Like, those are really things I pay attention to and take note of when I do a fitting for another item and try to improve and grow. I've even changed fit models to try to more, you know, get to a true 2X for my sizing. So I try to be really meticulous with all of that to give great fit to women.
And now you were doing this while still appearing on TV, you know, working. A working woman.
Yes.
What was it like creating your own business, your own entity, while still working with other companies that they have their deliverables and their expectations? What was that journey like?
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, I'm right now, I just announced the show that I'm doing for Netflix, and then I have nightly pop, and then sometimes daily pop with E, and then the line. It's more manageable than I thought. Because I know how to compartmentalize. I did have to hire an assistant to help me because I definitely wouldn't be able to do this on my own. So shout out to Ava. She keeps me in line, but nothing is impossible. It's just learning how to manage it. I'm one of those people who learns, like, okay, I don't care if there's a problem, how do I fix it? And so that's kind of how I deal with my schedule, but it's challenging. And I will say, this is why I haven't had a vacation in a couple of years, because, you know, I get vacation time with E, and I use my vacation time with E to go work, you know, on these other productions or jobs. And they're gracious enough to, you know, like, let me put my hands in all these things. And it can be overwhelming. But I try to take my days when I can. I try to do something for myself, and I just try to do what I can. And I also am not afraid to be like, hey, this isn't possible right now. We're going to have to do this another time, or reschedule this, or, you know, I try to be realistic with what I can do.
That's key. And so tell us about your new Netflix show.
So Buy My House is coming out on September 2nd. And I'm really excited. It's 6 episodes. It's very bingeable. And it's just really about, you know, it's kind of like Shark Tank, you know, in the sense that, but people are pitching their homes. So if you had a house and you're pitching these, you know, tycoons, and you go up there and you talk to them and you kind of pitch your home to them, and they bid on it or they don't. And you also get to see really cool home tours. And then we talk with the homeowners. It's a very, you know, look, real estate is really fun right now. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm on, you know, Redfin and all these things at 2:00 in the morning, buying fake houses that I can't afford.
Yes.
This is like an eye into that world.
I love it. I mean, girl, I have Discovery Plus. I'm watching all these home remodeling.
Yes, it's just fun. And some of these are really unique houses, but some folks, like, we had people come and try to sell their church, you know? So it's like, it's all different kinds of things. Some of them you love, some of them you're like, girl, I ain't gonna buy that. So it's just, it's a fun show. And it's nice. It's nice to take a little bit of break from talking about celebrities and talk about, you know, homes, and kind of get into a different arena. And then, you know, look, and then after people are done with that, they can go tune into Nightly Pop and watch me talk about all those things, and, you know, keep it all like in the family.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I swear you're definitely one of my inspirations and role models in my career as a journalist. I've been watching you for years and very inspiring.
Oh,
And just thank you. And just for my last question,
Sure.
And I know you got a lot going on. You really put it in perspective for us, but are there still any personal or even still career entrepreneurial goals that you still hope to accomplish?
I mean, yes, that is the sickness of ambition. You never stop wanting to do more. So I am trying to get into acting now and do, more acting. And so I don't know, girl, I don't know where I'm gonna get these hours in the day from. But I am always looking to do more and expand. And, it's fun for me. And it's, doing things like in the space of the clothing line is super fulfilling because I have women reaching out to me and DMing me, telling me that they feel beautiful. So, it's something that I really enjoy doing. So it doesn't always feel like work.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Continue inspiring us, continue just giving us examples to follow and paving lanes. And enjoy your vacation. It's very much deserved.
Thank you. I'll be reading this from the beach, I hope.
Thank you, Nina. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.